Hey there, sister friends. It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood, and I'm so thrilled to be back with you. Thank you for joining me today, and welcome to a brand new episode of Saved, Sanctified, and Successful. It's the podcast where we spill the tea on the beautiful mix of spirituality and success. And I'm your host, Sister Tesha, here to encourage, equip, and inspire you on your success journey. So grab a comfy seat, pour yourself a cup of coffee or tea if that's your thing, and let's chat about our journeys to becoming saved, sanctified, and successful. And today we're talking about something that's sure to get everyone's attention. It's 3 ways to fire your boss in the next 90 days. No, we're not promoting office insubordination or rebelliousness, sister friends, but here's the question. Are you feeling trapped in your 9-to-5 job, dreaming about the day when you can break free and chart your own course? Well, if your answer is yes, then today's episode is just for you, because we're going to be talking about the steps you can take to step away from your current job and into entrepreneurship or in another independent career path, if that's where your calling lies. So sit back, buckle up, and let's get started. So our first approach is what I like to call building your side hustle. It's about taking your passion or a skill that you have and monetizing it. And here's how you do it. Well, first you have to identify it. So you can partner with God to sit down and identify the skills that you have that you can bring into the marketplace, that you can use for your side hustle. So identify your skills. Listen, this could be anything from graphic designs to baking to life coaching to writing to speaking to preaching. Identify your skill. And once you have identified your skill that you want to bring to the marketplace, listen, the next thing you got to do is really start small and start smart. What does that mean? Offer your service or your products to family and friends first. Build up your portfolio and slowly extend out your client base. The key I think we miss sometimes when we're in startup mode is consistency. It's just like me building this podcast. I have to be consistent. If I drop off, you're like, well, where's Sister Tesha at today? We've been counting on her to come on the podcast and tell us what she got to say today, right? So the key is to be consistent. Remember, Rome was not built in a day, and neither will your business be. But with time and with dedication, it's going to get to a place where it can supplement and eventually replace your current income. And the second way to fire your current boss is through education and upskilling. This is for those of you who feel like you've hit a dead end in your current position, but you know that you're capable of so much more. So the first thing you want to do there is to identify the areas in your field where there's a high demand for skills, but there's a low supply of qualified individuals. Now, this might be something like programming in IT or certification in HR or something else entirely like AI. I mean, if you start with that and you grow with that AI right now, sister friends, you're going to be a person with high demand skills, a skill set. Okay. You know, what you need to do is actually take the courses and get the necessary certifications, equip yourself with these in-demand skills. You know, the internet makes it easier now than ever before for us to be smarter. So we can use platforms like Coursera, Udemy, and LinkedIn Learning. Listen, you know how many courses I have taken on LinkedIn Learning? I have taken an AI course on LinkedIn Learning, and that was funded by my job. Listen up, y'all better get in on what your employer is offering you and skill up. Somebody say skill up, okay? And then once you're qualified, don't be afraid to negotiate for a higher position within your current organization, or just apply for somewhere better. Do something different. Get out from among them and be ye separate. Go do something different. Your enhanced skill set is your ticket It's your ticket to a better job. It's your ticket to a better opportunity. It's your ticket to a better career. And then finally, our third approach is going to be create a passive stream of income. Now, this might sound like a get rich quick scheme, but sister friends, it's not. It's about strategic investment and patience. So identify your investment channel. It could be real estate, stocks, bonds, or even a high yield savings account. But listen, there are many scams out there. So do your research and choose what suits your risk tolerance. The key word risk tolerance, because some things work and some things don't. Okay. And also what suits your financial goals. So if you are like me in your 50s, your risk tolerance may be less than someone who is in their 20s, who their risk tolerance is going to be greater because they have a lot more, what they used to say, I've got a lot more years ahead of me. So for me, I got a lot more years behind me than I have in front of me. So my risk tolerance is going to be different and my financial goals are going to be different. So make sure that you do your research and you suit what meets that tolerance level and your financial goals. Next thing you want to do is start small. Listen, even a tiny amount. I used to, when I was employed with another major company, they had these little bonds. And so I would take $20 automatically out of my paycheck. And every time it got to $100, they would send me $100 bond. Listen, start small. I was getting those things in the mail. And after, I think it was 10 years, they grow into this, whatever it was. I can't remember, $500. It was years ago, y'all, but you can still do it now. You can get a tiny amount into a CD. Listen, consistently invest, right? Start small, tiny amount, consistently invest, and let it grow substantially over time, thanks to the magic of compound interest. If you invested in the US 30, some of y'all just need to do your research, but if you invested in the US 30 20 years ago, you're going to be better off, even though the market goes up and down. That's what it's supposed to do. But you're going to be better off now than you were 20 years ago with whatever little bit you put in it. So that means that as your investment grows, so does your income stream. So if you do it right, it could eventually free you from the need to work under anyone else. So there you have it, sister friends. 3 ways to fire your boss in the next 90 days. Remember, this is about finding your freedom and your calling. So as you go out on this journey, I want to remind you to seek the guidance from the Holy Spirit. I want to remind you to stay grounded in your faith. And I want to remind you to always hustle with integrity. Now, before we go, sister friends, I'm excited to continue to announce the upcoming anthology release, Girl, See the New You. No more residue. Girls, see the new you. See, you're not even going to come out smelling like smoke. But this is filled with stories, experiences, and wisdom from women who have walked this journey and didn't even come out smelling like smoke. Yeah, they've been through some things. They got some experiences. We got the t-shirt, okay? But we've gone on to the other side. So keep an eye out for that. It is going to be a game changer for you, I promise. And that's all that I have for you for today's episode, my friends. Thank you so much for joining in on the community of sister friends that believe that you can be saved, sanctified, and successful. And if you found the value in this episode, remember to subscribe, rate, and share our podcast with your friends. It's Sister Tesha signing out. Until next time, be blessed, be fruitful, and multiply.